welcome back to the channel, and today we are over in Cold September, and we're going to be looking at some replays over the next couple days from our MLCW war against WHF2. So as you can see, we got the victory. It was pretty one-sided. These wars are mixed breakdown, no dip style, so it's a little bit different for what I'm used to. I haven't done a mixed breakdown, no dip war since I want to say CWL Apex division, but either way, it was very interesting to see like the balance between what I'm used to, it like the Town Hall 13 wars. It's just triple for triple kind of thing, and then here it's like a triple for triple per Town Hall, so it's almost like 3 different wars going on. So very good war. They put up a good fight. It was actually closer than it looked. They had some close hits. I think on my base they actually, let's see, yeah, Jethro got a 94, so they had some really close hits. We ended up just being the better clan of the day, so I'm sure that they'll be back. They'll be re-geared up, but I believe that puts us at 3-1 on the season. This was my first war with the guys. I did end up getting 1 triple, so congrats to me, I guess. But we are looking at Town Hall 12 today. No more Town Hall 13 for the next couple days. We are going to be talking about Queen Charge Lalo. So before we get into the video, I want to go ahead and say thank you guys for all the support. We are creeping up quickly on 200 subs. I'm going to have something special again for the 200 sub event. My wife did something special last time. It'll probably be after I hit 200 subs because, like I said, my wife's on vacation, so all these videos are pre-recorded for the next few days. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into some of these replays. We're going to be taking a look at base number 12 and base number 13 today. And we are talking about Queen Charge Lalo. So Queen Charge Lalo at Town Hall 13, or Town Hall 12, excuse me. A little bit different than Town Hall 13 because you have no scatter shots. You see a lot more multi-infernos. I mean, as you can see right here, we're already staring at 2 multis and then 1 single. You have 1 ground expo and the rest all on air. So bases are not designed to be as anti-ground at Town Hall 12 as they are at Town Hall 13. So that can make it harder to Lalo. However, with not having scatter shots, it still kind of makes Lalo king at Town Hall 12. So what makes this base good for a Lalo? Well, the first thing right off the top of my head that I see, other than the Infernos, is all 4 air defenses are on this side of the base. Okay? And they're away from the Town Hall. The CC's away from the Town Hall. And all of the Infernos and Eagle are away from the Town Hall. He's got like a Town Hall island up here, right? And then if you look around the Town Hall, he's got the Wizard Towers on the outside. And then all these Archer Towers, pretty much every Archer Tower that he has, other than I think 2, are on the outside layer here. So even though this is all open, you can almost consider it like a defensive ring, as if it's part of one of the defensive rings of the base. Because if you look at it, if you're coming from this way, your Lalo is going to have to kind of travel on this outside, and you're not going to have anything going on the inside. So from these walls here to these walls here are almost like their own inside ring, because you have to deal with the bottom side compartments, right? And then we are looking at a sweeper this way and a sweeper this way. So kind of protecting that electron here, I think. If you electron there and it kind of like Sui down here, you can get a Lalo going this way, kind of hit the Eagle on the way in. So those sweepers kind of prevent you from doing that. However, we're not using an electron here. We're going to be using a Queen Charge Lalo. So recognizing that all 4 of the air defenses in this base are on this side, and then recognizing that these are multi-infernos, we are going to charge our Archer Queen into here and then into here, and then jump spell here. Now, why do we jump spell there? Obviously, we don't want our queen dying to a single Inferno. And you also have the ground expo, and she's going to be going into 4 expos plus the CC plus the enemy queen. So you might have to pop the ability early, which means that she would end up dying to the single Inferno. So Also, multi-infernos are just way more difficult to deal with than a single inferno for balloons. So if you come in here, you get a double layer wall break, you start clearing out all these defenses because the queen can reach everything, right? So let's go ahead and start marking what we're expecting our queen to get. She jumps in, so yeah, she actually ends up getting these. So we're gonna go ahead and assume that the queen is gonna get everything in here, right? So you can start seeing what makes this a good Lalo base, because if you fly in a hound here and you fly in a hound here, with loons coming behind that hound, you're directly targeting the air defenses right away. So never put cannons directly targetable to air defenses on the inside. You want them to kind of skirt around. That's the whole point of the outside building, is to avoid having loons directly path into air defenses. And in this case, we have 2 of them, right? So not the best setup here. Only thing that could stop that is this cannon, but the queen is going to get that on the way in. And then pathing from here, obviously, you know, you got some loons going to come this way, some loons going to go this way, but your game plan is to get into the eagle with your Lalo, okay? Everything else will be down. So coming through with the Lalo, once these 2 air defenses are down and the other 2 are also down, notice that if you bring in a slammer and some loons, there's really nothing to kill your slammer until it gets to the town hall, right? So usually a lot of people will lead with the slammer, but here in this case it would be kind of wasted because you're going into the 2 air defenses and a single. You might as well go ahead and take that out with your Lalo, and then once the eagle is going down, you can get your slammer and some loons, and everything will kind of meet up like a join up here on the town hall. So your Lalo is pretty much responsible for all of this. It's kind of like this general area. Oh, sorry. Let's go ahead and do it correctly. Your Lalo is responsible for this. And I mean, the Lalo is going to come up here and do a little bit of work, but that's what you're expecting out of your Lalo. Your queen is responsible for all this. And then your slammer and the loons inside the slammer kind of going to get you through everything in here. And then your queen will end up coming outside of the base, because once she gets through this core, the only thing that can stop her is these 2 expos, because that inferno is not going to do enough damage. But once you have the Lalo coming in and your queen is wrapping this way, these 2 expos aren't going to do enough damage to the queen to stop her. And then by putting all those point defenses on the inside, he's kind of crippled his base for the queen breaking out here and kind of just wrapping around, cleaning up opposite of where the Lalo's coming. So you're going to see some things do go wrong on this. Most importantly is the eagle. So the eagle is devastating on balloons. It's very unfortunate whenever loons and hounds group up. And the reason why that's going to happen is because as these air defenses go down, the 2 hounds that he had I think one of them's going to survive, and they're going to just kind of follow the loons, right? And then as they get towards this air defense, that eagle is still targeting that hound, which is all grouped up with those loons. So the eagle shells are going to be targeting the hound, but it's going to be splashing a lot of damage on those loons. It's kind of unfortunate, but it happens. But he adjusts pretty well, and he ends up getting the triple. So let's look at the queen charge. So he starts off with his king. Queen charge Lalo, you don't really need your king for anything other than the funnel, unless you're doing like a hero swap, especially at like 13. You want to use your king to try to get like the enemy RC or the enemy queen. Take out the other with your queen charge. Gets the CC lure. Triple witch. Poison makes this really simple. He does a nice deep poison. Not really worried about the skellies that are directly on the queen. More worried about getting the witches. Any skellies that spawn in that poison will not survive anyway. So deals with the inferno. Now this first rage was just a little bit late in my opinion. It would have been better to get the rage down now, because then he wouldn't have had to use this first freeze, which could have saved him a freeze for the eagle. So it's gonna have to freeze the queen. But if it would have already been down, queen would have went down already. But I believe this was fresh, so finds a tornado, which is good. Doesn't have to deal with it with his loons. That multi-inferno is not doing anything. Queen's gonna go ahead and start picking off this core. Gets another rage down. I think he's gonna freeze again because he misses the rage initially and then gets a jump down. There goes one of the expos. Hits the ability. And now he's pretty much safe. Because the Lalo's coming in. He's got the healers raged up. Doesn't have to worry about these expos staying on his queen for much longer. Drops a haste. And then here we talk about the hound grouping up on the loons. You can see everything's all grouped up. Targeting the hound. But he's going to lose a bunch of his loons right here. If he didn't lose these loons right here, this would have been overkill. So, unfortunate, but it does happen. He's worried about his loons not taking down the eagle there, so he goes ahead and uses his tome, which was very risky. But he does have the slammer with those max loons in there, even though he's going into the town hall. Slammer's putting in a lot of work. And those max loons are going to be able to deal with the town hall, even though they'll die. They're going to get the town hall down. And the warden supports. Now he's still got a rage in the bag because he didn't use it because his loons ended up dying. Recognizing that he still had that in the bag, he has a ton of cleanup up top. He's got a wizard down south and he's got his queen still full health with the rage. So although it came out closer than it looked, having a queen with a rage and full health with 5 healers or whatever still alive, she can pretty much take out any portion of the base that would be left up. So very, very good base identification. The next one we're going to actually take a look at is going to highlight different kind of value because it involves getting less with the queen, however, getting more important buildings with the queen. So Necro is going to come in here, do a queen charge Lalo. It's going to be a nice, nasty queen charge too. So he's going to funnel up here, and then he wants a queen charge in here and get like a double layer break, right? So that's the initial idea coming into this compartment. And why does he choose that compartment? So obviously you have the single inferno. Then you have this air defense, a wizard tower, expo. Expo's on ground, so it's not a huge deal anyway. But you have the eagle artillery and archer queen. So by having those buildings, you don't have to worry about your loons taking any shots from the eagle. And you don't have to worry about the enemy queen. And then these are on multi down here. So multis aren't very devastating on loons, especially when you're doing something at Town Hall 12. Town Hall 13 in combination with the scatter shots make those multis very difficult to deal with, especially because you have to take out 2 different heroes in order to get that. However, it doesn't seem like he's getting a ton of value here with his queen charge. But when you begin to look at everything that's going down, I'm not going to mark off the queen pad, but the queen pad is going to go down eventually. When you start looking at everything he's going to get, including this wizard tower. Okay, so he's carved that out. I believe the queen ends up breaking through the wall and actually getting all of this. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, actually she does, because I remember thinking like the pathing was going to be really weird, but then she ended up breaking through there. And he ends up with this path right here for his Lalo. So as you can see, he's only got 1 outside defense here. He's got a cannon up top, but it's close enough to where you can directly target. Like I was saying, you don't want your stuff to be directly targetable, but he's got this path here. And I kind of preach it in all my Lalo videos. This is going to be his main channel. And this is where he wants his main pack of loons. And then he's going to use the support loons to come in here and get these buildings. So as the support loons come in, they keep everything going in the same channel. And you're going to see he's just going to kind of skate through here with an absolute ton of balloons, ending down here at 6 o'clock. So big things to remember is your queen is creating pathing as well as getting value, right? And then you're looking for these dead spaces to add to that kind of that pathing, right? So when we look at the base with just the for the Lalo pathing, we can see again this directly targetable right here and right here. So all your loons, you know, they're going like this. Like that's 100% where your loons are gonna go. Especially if you get like a couple loons here, a couple, you know, whatever you need to get in there. I think these all go down. So this goes down to the queen charge as well. So all these loons are gonna come in here and then they're gonna go right through here, which is fine because the eagle artillery is down. So you don't have to worry about stuff grouping up and getting taken down. Now, concurrently with that, you have a couple loons coming in here and then they're gonna go this way. And that's gonna cut pathing off here. So everything's gonna continue riding through this channel. Then we get to the town hall compartment, which is a little bit more difficult because it's kind of like a symmetrical ring around the town hall. So everything's coming in this way. So what you're going to want to do is target some loons in here because this will be down and this will be down. Target some loons in here. And again, this is directly targetable. And then this leads to the bomb tower. Now these loons on this attack are going to be a little bit late, which is going to cause some loons to go into the town hall and then leave to go get it, and then it's going to kind of throw off his pathing to this backside inferno. But with these buildings on the backside down, you can see, here we go, clean it up a little bit. With these backside buildings down, you can see the pathing remains the same through this channel, just kind of skirting those walls. And as they skirt through these walls, this goes down from these loons. These loons go in here, everything goes into the inferno, and you end with an overwhelming amount of balloons. So let's go look at how he did. And this was a beast of a queen charge too. Charging right into that single, only using 3 rages, not bringing a jump. I kind of miss Town Hall 12. I kind of want to play Town Hall 12 again after seeing Queen Charge Lalo being so good. I miss it. I miss it. Someone send info, please. So Queen's gonna wrap through here. Finds those skeletons, which is very unfortunate, but the Queen, for some reason, doesn't target them till like halfway through the Inferno. I wish she would just finish stuff off, but of course she doesn't. Coco Loon, obviously. Queen steps up. Now she's going to be under a lot of fire here because this is a ground expo and this is a ground expo, and these 2 expos will be in range at some point. So his queen is going to be taking an ass whooping right here. Coco Loon doesn't get the Sam, which is unfortunate. Beats through the wall, freezes. Nice freeze. I think he was anticipating his queen stepping up into his nook, kind of getting the enemy queen, but uses the ability, uses the freeze, gets one of those expos down, gets a nice poison out early. Now his queen's not going to get much more here, but let's look at this pathing. As you can see, using the slammer, again, the slammer, very OP. Just to create some, just to finalize the pathing here. And then he's going to get the loons in, and then everything's going to start coming in, kind of directly targeting these defenses, and he's going to continue to ride this channel through the base. So the queen has done her job, okay? Starting the Lalo at like a minute 40, I think, something like that. Just make sure he has enough time. And I mean, it doesn't look like the queen got too much, but this is gonna be a bloodbath. So finds a tornado. Always hate finding the tornado, especially around an inferno. But that haste goes perfectly into the loons, or into that inferno. Now you can see he was a tiny bit late, but he was dealing with that sweep, or that tornado. So from here, had this bomb tower been down, all of these loons would have been heading this way, and these loons would have been heading this way. So these would have all been going down together. What's going to end up happening is these loons are going to path here, some are going to path here. He's got an extra haste, so it's not going to be a problem. But that's the idea, that you want to, you know, kind of keep those loons all flowing together. Now you see that split? It's not where you want it. But these loons that are in the back kind of dragging through. Come in, get the Inferno. Sweeper's being a little bit of a nuisance, but gets his sweeper down. Now he's got, you know, 2 big groups of loons heading into this backside. Warden just kind of being useless. Tanking the air defense. And he still has a ton of balloons. Like, he's probably got 10 loons. So very, very nice right there. That was a very clean attack. I like seeing that. You could tell it was like just well orchestrated, well planned. Good job, Necro. I think, how many triples did we get at Town Hall 12 this war? What was it 7? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I can't remember where it stopped. Well, we were like plus 10 or something like that. It was really good war for Town Hall 12s, and the 11s, they crushed it, as always. Sorry, 11s. I'm covering Town Hall 12 this week, so next CWO or next MLCW, I got you Town Hall 11s, but for this week, we're going to be keeping it on Town Hall 12. So that's the end of the video, guys. Tomorrow's video, I believe I'll be covering, I want to say hybrid or dragons. I cannot fully remember. However, give me a like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friends, your Town Hall 12 friends and clanmates and stuff like that. I didn't forget about you. It was a long week of Town Hall 13, but I'm putting I'm gonna put 3 videos out this week pertaining to just Town Hall 12. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Big shout out to my wife for getting all these videos edited before she goes on vacation. You're a workaholic, baby, and I love you. All right, guys, take it easy.